Is George Lucas set to return to direct Mandalorian Season 3? And will the Mando be killed in Season 3 of The Mandalorian? We have two exciting updates to cover in today's episode of Star Wars Shreddy. So let's get ready, Shreddy, and go into today's video. We've got some big Mandalorian Season 3 news to cover in today's video. These reports suggest that George Lucas is going to be returning to direct at least one chapter of The Mandalorian. And the second piece of news is around a major plot point of Season 3 of The Mandalorian, which involves Bo-Katan trying to kill Din Djarin for the Darksaber. We're going to cover both of these reports in today's video. But first, welcome to Star Wars Shreddy, the jacked stacked Star Wars packed channel, bringing you daily Star Wars updates. Hit the subscribe button to never miss out on Mandalorian or Star Wars news updates. In today's question, would you rather see Bo-Katan and Din Djarin fight in Mandalorian Season 3 or team up in Mandalorian Season 3? Let me know what you would rather see down in the comments below. So jumping straight into today's headline, George Lucas is reportedly going to be heavily involved in Mandalorian Season 3. Ever since selling Lucasfilm to Disney back in 2012 and making himself a sweet $4 billion richer, George Lucas has somewhat been the real life Yoda when it comes to Star Wars. This older guy who is crazy knowledgeable on the subject. Of course he is. He invented this. George has just swapped those Jedi robes for those signature patented plaid t-shirts. George isn't involved in any kind of official capacity on a creative level, but he does frequently drop by the set of The Mandalorian to kind of offer his expertise to Dave Filoni, who he worked very closely with during the Clone Wars animated series. It's been well documented over the years how George Lucas was not pleased when Disney did not follow his plans and his scripts for the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. One of the key reasons that George Lucas sold the franchise to Disney was because of the backlash he got from fans over the prequel trilogy. Loads of fans didn't like the direction it went in and thought that the writing was a little bit less than stellar. However, fast forward, and George Lucas is seemingly the person that every Star Wars fan wants to come back to the series. Insider Daniel Rickman is now claiming that the 76-year-old Star Wars creator is set to be more heavily involved in The Mandalorian than ever before, starting with Season 3. What this means exactly is unsure, but it's easy to speculate that George Lucas will be returning to maybe direct an entire episode of The Mandalorian, or maybe to help write and guide the entire plot line of The Mandalorian Season 3. It was rumoured that George helped in the return of Luke Skywalker and offered advice on how to handle the character, which isn't hard to believe considering how Disney absolutely butchered the character of Luke Skywalker in the sequel trilogy, but that is a different video for a different day. As somebody who grew up with the prequel trilogy, I haven't seen the original trilogy first. I absolutely loved all of the prequel trilogy as a kid. I'd love to see George Lucas back. I think he got undeservedly so much hate from the fan base. I would love to see George come back, help direct an episode. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have done an excellent job over the first two seasons, but maybe they want a little bit of advice. Maybe they would like some input from George Lucas on how to handle some of these characters. And if they feel they need the help, then I'm all for that. Regardless of if he's back or not, I think Mandalorian Season 3 is in excellent hands, as were the first two series. But let me know down in the comments below, would you like to see George Lucas come back to have some role in Season 3 of The Mandalorian? Speaking of Series 3 of The Mandalorian, we now move on to a new report that suggests that Bo-Katan will try and kill Din Djarin in Season 3. Season 3 of The Mandalorian is going to put Din Djarin in a completely different position that he's not found himself in since the very first episode of Series 1. And that is, he does not have baby Yoda to look after. With Season 2 wrapping up the storyline of finding a Jedi to hand Grogu over for training, it looks like Season 3 is now going to focus on reclaiming the planet of Mandalore. The Season 2 finale of The Mandalorian strongly teased tension between Bo-Katan and Din Djarin for accidentally claiming what she has been looking for all the way through Mandalorian ever since the Clone Wars, and that is the Darksaber. Without even trying, Mando has become the ruler of Mandalore. He was basically fighting for his life, trying to survive, beat Moff Gideon, took the darksaber from him to hand over to Bo-Katan, but in that process, unexpectedly became the leader of Mandalore. Bo-Katan was not happy about this at all. We got a sense of that tension in the season 2 finale, and I think that season 3 is going to follow up on this. In my video about Grogu returning in series 3 of Mandalorian to claim the darksaber, I covered the possibility of a kind of civil Mandalorian war, looking at the tribe and Din Djarin taking on the Night Owls and Bo-Katan. If this report is true from We Got This Covered, it sounds like we're going to see this play out as Bo-Katan will try and lead her tribe of Mandalorians against Din Djarin. So will we see the Mando trying to find his old Mandalorian crewmates, his old Mandalorian friends, and go to battle over Mandalore in season 3? Will we see a fight between Bo-Katan and Din Djarin? I think so. I covered this in my previous video, which is on screen now, and I think if we do see this, it could be the perfect setup for a baby Yoda return. So 2 big news stories in today's update. A potential George Lucas return. What do you guys think? Is this something that you would like to see happen in Mandalorian season 3? Please do let me know down in the comments below. Comment yes or comment no. If you've enjoyed today's video, please hit the thumbs up button. It only takes 2 seconds to do. Never miss one of these Star Wars updates by hitting the subscribe button and turning on notifications. I look forward to chatting to you all down in the comments below. And until next time, remember that Star Wars ain't no gimmick, it's a lifestyle.